Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing. First ever Saw podcast. No one's on time. No one's on time. Here talking AEW by myself. No one's here. No one's on time. I think I'm just gonna get not ready for
I think you got to build somebody up. but they don't have anybody yet. You know, unless you're going to put everything behind Jade, which I think she's still a little green.
Oh yeah,
she got the look. You know what I'm saying?
She got the look,
man.
Man,
I mean, like, to be honest, she probably needs the performance center where she can just go someplace and work out and get through all of the little bumps and shit for a good 2-3 months.
Yeah. I'd like to know what they do when they're not actually wrestling, when they film it. I know they got the little Nightmare Factory, but is she there? Because that's in Georgia, I think.
Right.
That girl she does need a lot of more ring time.
Right.
She's going to be special, though.
She reminds me of Bianca like 2 years ago when Bianca first came out.
Yeah, didn't know what to do.
How athletic she was, and you could see she was special, but she made little mistakes, and it was like, you know,
she didn't know what to do during the match.
Right.
You see it on her face.
Or you could see, all right, you hit the ropes, and then I'll catch you, and then I'll throw you. You know,
remember sequences. Yep.
Right.
That's exactly how Bianca was. But man, I just saw Star on Bianca. I just saw Star on her.
Yeah. You
see it.
I remember. I think when she went against Asuka, and you could kind of see Asuka kind of just like trying to help her get through everything. Mm-hmm. And it was like, once she figures it all out.
It made me think of when Bailey was wrestling. What's the chick name? The one that was military. She had the baby and had to leave.
Oh yeah. What's her name?
They had her in that angle with Flair.
Yeah.
You remember that match when her and Bailey was wrestling and she was getting stuff and Bailey yelled at her?
Yeah, because she was another
drag. Bailey yelled at her, arm drag. In the middle of the match.
She said she learned that from John Cena.
Yelling at people?
Yeah, to sometimes if somebody you're in the ring with doesn't get it, just to yell at them, tell them what to do. Because Cena's done that. Hip toss.
I know she didn't intend for that microphone to pick her up, though.
Oh, hell no.
Bailey. I love Bailey, man. Bailey's special.
Yeah, I like Bailey a lot.
Yeah, she that it don't matter what go on, she needs to have her contract extended. She may not be the best, but she's dependable.
Right. She's, as much as I like Sasha's a little moody.
And Patrick settles. Call. Is that Pat? What's going on, Pat?
He just said he'd be right back.
Oh, crazy Pat. Am I recording? I am recording. Is it recording? Yes, recording. What's going on, Pat? I don't think you hear me.
There we go. I was trying to get it to mute. What's up with you? How you doing?
All right.
I had to go. The wife's in there giving the dog a bath. I had to, give her a hand. See if she needed a hand there. So.
Okay. I don't know what all the people that said they were going to log in are.
How the hell with them? But
just the three of us for now.
That's fine. We'll talk shit about them.
I like to do this more often, though. I don't want to wait until a pay-per-view, though. It don't take nothing for us to just jump on a call and talk crap.
No, it's a
an
good,
hour.
it's, yeah, any time's a good deal.
Well,
I'll set it up since I'm paying for it already. I'm paying for Zoom for a whole year and I hadn't been using it. So
there you go.
I haven't been using it lately.
I was on Zoom for about 9 months at work every day. Man, when did Zoom show up? How long has it been around? Because it works
Oh,
perfect.
forever. It's been around
Hasn't
forever
it?
because I remember piloting it for another company I worked for back in like 2015, 14, somewhere in
Really?
there. Yeah, we actually bought some licenses. So yeah, I remember using it. I've been using it for a long time. My account is really old. Not the one I'm on now, but my other Zoom account is really old.
Yeah, man, if you'd bought Zoom stock 2 years ago,
Yeah, no,
you'd you know,
pre-pandemic for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had two family reunions over Zoom. So
Man, I don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. They talked about it, but I don't want to do it. I'd
Yeah,
rather we not have a family reunion and do it over Zoom.
yeah, we did how we did Thanksgiving last year since we couldn't meet up. So
yeah, they're using it. I don't know if they're using Zoom, using something like it. They have been for at the prison for visits, because they haven't had visits for like since like March of last year. And so they were doing something where they could do video visits, and it was working out pretty well for the family and for Full Gear. That's the name of the show, right?
Full gear.
full gear.
Jungle
So
War-
hey,
Jungle
then
War-
Bray shows up.
Say it again.
Does Bray show up tonight?
No, I hope
So,
not. I hope not, because I don't want him there. Not right now, anyway.
They don't need to hire. They don't need to sign anybody else. They've already got too many people more people than they got spots to use them in. So I don't think they need to hire or sign anybody.
Oh, I think they need to sign Keith Lee for sure. And probably Mia Yim.
well, Pat's he's not a Keith Lee fan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big Keith Lee fan. I think they'll sign Steen and Generico when their time's up. But I mean, who's gonna look at the size of Keith Lee? Who there presents a real challenge to that? A believable one. I mean, you put Darby Allin against him.
I mean, Big Show versus Rey Mysterio was one of the best matches WWE had.
Ray was different.
One of those years, Rey Mysterio versus Big Show was one of the best matches of the year.
Ray was once in a lifetime talent.
And I give you that. The problem is Ray was the only one. You can't have a bunch of 180-pound dudes.
Okay, so that's funny right there. Everybody talks about the little guys in AEW, but what they forget to mention is that they got a lot of big guys too. They've got a lot more big guys than they had previously. Like Jericho used to be considered small. He's big.
Right.
Yeah.
He's big now. Kenny is huge. Hangman is big. Lance Archer, big. They got big guys.
Or are they just big looking at standing next to Darby and Sammy?
Oh, great. I get your point on that. Yeah, you're right. Standing next to.
But you bring in Keith Lee, you bring in Braun Strowman.
No,
guys
no.
Are 3 times the size of Darby.
Keith Lee works smaller. Braun Strowman, I don't like, and I don't want him there. I've never liked Braun Strowman. I don't care what Mark Henry saw in him. I've never liked him.
I think that the big guys need to learn to work out like big guys. The Luchasaurus doesn't need to be doing moonsaults. He doesn't need to be doing, that's what I kind of was hoping that Big Show would do was try to, and Mark Henry, teach him how to work like a big man.
And they've actually been doing that too. So yeah, I agree with Luchasaurus. He needs to work more big manish. But the thing is, I don't knock guys as much for that stuff anymore because we in 2021, everybody doing everything now. Like I said, Keith Lee is 400 pounds, doing somersaults and stuff off the top ropes himself. So I don't know, man. As long as I just don't, Luchasaurus don't waste moves. That's all I care about. Don't waste it. If you're gonna do a moonsault or something, let it end the match with a moonsault.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big guy, if you do something like that, keep it, but yeah, keep it special. But don't forget, man, if you're a big guy, be a big guy. That's why I like Wardlow. Man, he came in the other day and he just whooped the guy's ass. Nothing special. Couple power bombs. That's what you do. That's what you do when you're a big man.
Mm-hmm.
He crushed that dude and left.
Trying to see if I can find a list of what matches are going on here. There we go.
I got it pulled up too. Got Jungle Boy, MJF, Cody and Pac versus Malachi Black and Andrade El Idolo.
That should be a good match.
Yeah, I'm a Cody Rhodes fan, so I don't care what the haters say about him. I am a Cody Rhodes fan.
I like I like Malachi Black in AEW. Didn't get. I used to watch him as Tommy End at PWG. Never got him. Never got that. Was not a fan. Wasn't a fan of WWE. But whatever they've done to him in here, I like what they did. Andrade El Idolo is a star. He looks like a star. He acts like a star. Carries himself like a star. So
yeah, I
liked him. I liked him better in his original, the Man Gravity Forgot guy than his heel turn.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that. I do like Idolo a lot. He is a star. Malachi Black is cool.
Well, yeah, I like both of them when both of them showed me something in NXT. I thought that they got a lot out of both of them. Why they ever broke up Andrade with
Bill Trinidad.
Black's, yeah. His wife, is beyond me.
Yeah,
because
Andrade. Well, yeah, Andrade with Malachi Black's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should have kept them together. In fact, Andrade shouldn't have been called up when he was called up.
Mm-mm.
He should have had a lengthy run with that championship because he was insanely good. But the problem is Drew McIntyre had just got there.
Right.
And they wanted Drew as the champion.
I haven't watched. I watched the first night of the NXT 2.0. I haven't watched it since. Have you guys been watching that?
I've been watching. I've been watching it. I scammed through it. I don't watch the entire show. I'll skip through some of the dumb stuff, like the college guy. But I like what they're doing. My only problem with what they're doing is they're just dragging Johnny Gargano and Ciampa along. Just get rid of them. And I'm not saying release them. Get them off the show. It needs to be total development. If it's going to be development, just pull out.
And I don't know what you guys think about Cornette, but what Cornette said about it is the problem you've got is you've got guys that aren't ready for TV that are getting exposed. And so your first thought of them is they look like crap. And so you're not gonna buy it, or your chances of buying in later aren't as good as if you had seen them, after they had a few matches under their belt. But there's no territories anymore for them guys to get work in. So it's kind of a catch-22 nowadays.
Yeah, and I understand that. I get that. But what I'm saying is Ciampa, Gargano, they're serving no purpose on that show. They have enough young people on there that has had TV time that can still be there, like Gonzalez, the one that just lost the women's title.
Yeah.
She is still young. She is TV ready already. She's fine on the show.
Yeah, but she's gonna be going up soon.
Raquel Gonzalez, yeah, she is. But still,
And I think the reason why they keep those guys is kind of why, if you talk about the territory days, why somebody like Jerry Lawler never went anywhere. They get the younger guys over.
Yeah.
So that's why Gargano and Ciampa are still down there. I think that's why I put the chick who's the champ now, why they sent her down there to get some of the girls over, and build them up.
She's
doing a good job with her.
She's
group
over in my book.
Oh yeah, well.
Hey, you need to fix your camera, man.
My receptions, I'm at the end of this road, and so I got at the best I can get is 6 meg internet. It sucks, so that's why it's all choppy and distorted.
Okay. I thought you needed to clean it or something.
Right. That's why it looks like I'm underwater. So anyway, back to the card. I see. God, I don't know. Black and El Idolo going over?
I think so. Yeah, I don't see a reason for Pac and Cody to win. Them winning would serve no purpose to what's going on in the feud between all four gentlemen.
Right.
So, a lot of people have been complaining about El Idolo not getting a lot of TV time, even though they're factually wrong because he's been on TV every week. He's just not wrestling every week. But I think he does need to appease the people who think he's been misused on AEW television. He needs to go over. And as a matter of fact, he needs to get the pin.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if they take that even further, if he pins Cody Rhodes, people will shut up. They'll shut up immediately about Andrade.
So here's the thing with Cody. He's in a no-win situation.
Yep.
If Cody wins, of course he got himself over. Mm-hmm. If he takes the pin, well, he's just putting somebody else over. And if Pac takes the pin or submits, well, Cody didn't want to take another loss.
Yep.
So Cody's in a no-win situation right there. He needs to just embrace the hate. He's in the John Cena position right now.
Agreed. Yeah.
But he also said that he don't care. He ain't changing for anybody. He said he's got 3 years left. I listened to him on the Busted Open podcast yesterday. He said He got 3 years left. He ain't doing it now. He's not doing it because people want him to do it. He's going to stay the course. Then he's going to go full-time off camera.
Okay. So three years he retires from in ring, huh?
Mm-hmm. 3 years tops is what he said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's still young, man. He's still just a kid. I mean, how old is? Let me see here.
He is still young. He is super polished. He's probably the most polished wrestler on the roster. People forget that. He is super polished.
Even though he's
36.
Dustin is still there.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't count Dustin, but yeah.
Okay.
I don't consider Dustin an active wrestler, or I consider him an active wrestler, but not an active on the roster.
Not full time.
Yeah, not full time for sure. Because he coaches the women now. He's 100% in control of the women. It's no longer Kenny, which is a good thing. But yeah, Dustin is. I would say Dustin probably is the best one there. As far as
I don't know how he keeps going at his age, Dustin. And once you start hitting
simple. That's simple, Pat. It's because he don't wrestle every week.
Hey, listen, I'm 57 years old. I'm telling you, granted, certainly not an athlete, but I'm gonna tell you, shit don't heal up at 57 like it did when I was 47 even.
Pat, you're 57. I'm 41. We both watched wrestling in the 80s. Yeah. Half the wrestlers are over 40. Baron Von Raschke was old when I started watching him wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Arn Anderson looks the same though.
Yeah, that's Arn is the man.
That 75 pounds heavier though.
Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, there was hardly. It was rare. It was rare to see a rookie win a match.
Absolutely.
I mean, even in second year. You know, back then, just thinking back then, I remember when wrestlers that got any kind of on-screen visibility, I remember their debuts like it was nothing. Like I remember when Jeff Jarrett debuted in AWA. I remember. Again?
I watched it on ESPN.
Yes.
Here's a picture of John Tolis that this is what I discovered wrestling. Now, if you see how he's an old man. I mean, they ain't no kid.
Who's that?
John Tolis.
Oh, John Tolis.
Yeah. I mean, this was back in the. You're right. There was. They didn't hit their stride till they were 40.
Right.
So, but it was a different style then. But I'm telling you, your 40s is different than your 50s. And what's Dustin? 50, 52 or something?
He's right around that.
Mm-hmm.
He's right around that. I will never get mad. Like the Undertaker, Triple H, and all of them coming back every year for WrestleMania to wrestle, I'll never get mad at that. The only thing I don't like about that is them taking championship spots.
Exactly.
Taking main
event. Brian?
What's up, Brian?
Welcome, sir.
What's up, gentlemen?
We're good.
It's been a while.
It has.
Dustin's 52.
52 years old, Dustin Rose.
So. And he got loaded for a lot of years. That added a few extra years. That added a few years to that age. So
yeah, but he's clean now. So imagine how.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how about this next match on your Punk and Kingston, which I think is going to be the match of the night. First.
I think it's going to be the fight of the night. Match of the night better be better be MJF versus what's his name? Darby
Allin.
That better at least be one of the matches of the night.
MJF's got to win that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm biased for MJF, so.
I think the only way he'll probably win it. He'll probably win it because he lost it all out.
I just don't see how they could put Darby over on MJF. I don't see it.
And when you think about Darby, you really, I hate to say it, but you really got to think about Jeff Hardy when he was at that spot of his career. Kids love Darby Allin.
That is true.
They have to put him over all the time. Just like Orange Cassidy. Why Orange Cassidy got that big run during the pandemic? Because he had the highest rated segments on TV.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have a problem with Darby getting over in this match. And I don't think it means that. Listen, it'll be a big step for him, but I think they'll still gonna go. They're still gonna move on from that. They'll move on. They'll have a good match. If Darby wins, I think there's more to come. I mean, listen, I followed MJF for a while through Creative Pro and up here in New Jersey, New York, and he's got it. Listen, he's got it. He started, these independents. The MJF has got it on the mic. He's a natural. He's a natural heel. He can never be a face, never. But Darby wins. It's not over. There's more to come with that.
Sure, I agree.
No doubt. And Kingston, I think Kingston and Punk, I can't see that match going long. Kingston's a brawler. I can't see him going long with Punk. I don't see that match going long, and it's not going to be anything technical either. You know that.
Oh no,
and I can't see them putting Kingston over. Yeah.
No, and it's not going to be whoever wins or loses. It's not going to be over here. They're going to have 2 or 3 more matches to come. So
there is a guy in the MLW that I really, really, really want to see on the big stage, and I cannot find his name because I no longer see him on the MLW roster.
it's not Fatu, right?
No, it's a white dude. It's a white dude. As a matter of fact, I think he used to be MJF's partner somewhere, tag team partner somewhere.
Oh, he had the earphones in, iPods.
I don't think so. I just know he's a hell of a talker. I haven't watched a lot of MLW, but what I've seen, I like him. And I cannot find his name anywhere.
You want some ice cream?
Huh.
Yeah, no.
I didn't even think of that many people in MLW that
I'm going to find him. It was something I was watching earlier this year on there.
they got Davey Richards in MLW now.
Looks like it.
I thought he retired.
I just saw the same thing myself.
Yeah, he's come back a little bit.
Richard Holiday.
Richard Holiday.
Yeah, Holiday's the one. Holiday's been around. I mean, he's the one with where's the earpieces in. That Holiday's a good mouth. A good mouthpiece. A great athlete. It's got to be Holiday. It's got to be.
That might be him.
Yeah, Richard Holiday.
That might be him. I think that is him.
He always talked about his dad's money and this and that and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's originally from here in the Northeast. Came out of New York, Creative Pro, or same where MJF came from. But Holiday's he's a great athlete. I mean, natural heel.
I think it's him.
Yeah, it's Holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a good athlete.
6'3", 237.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, a natural heel like MJF. But I mean, MJF is just, it's unbelievable how the guy's just a heel. And you love to hear him talk because he just comes up with the shit himself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even when you see him locally when he does these shows and stuff, I mean, he does much, but even when he did it here in Jersey and New York, he'd be a total jerk. Total jerk. I mean, total jerk. I mean, he'd make kids cry. He doesn't care.
He's as advertised everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that was how Sammy Callahan would be when he was at like PWG. like shoving people in the audience and, just.
I will never. I have this thing against Sammy Callahan. I just don't like it. And it's because of an incident that happened in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of a dick to me. And I was literally buying his merch. I didn't say anything smart to him. I was trying to support the dude, believe it or not.
He was a dick, huh? Yeah, that's
He was a dick. You better believe I wiped my ass with his shirt.
Yeah, he had a few moments at PWG where I kind of thought, man, I guess I get living the gimmick, but come on, man.
Yeah, and this,
like you said, somebody buying your shirt, don't be a dick.
yeah, this wasn't a heel thing. This was a straight up stupidity. Straight up big move. As a matter of fact, it was after the show. So there were no more heel time. This was straight up after the show at his table.
You got some guys, you got some natural heels sometimes. And, even like me and here in Jersey, we have like Russell Pro, who's Kevin Matthews runs it with Pat Buck, who's now obviously WWE. I mean, in talking to Kevin, he lives local here, closer to me. I see him many different shows. We become friends. He even says some of these guys that are heels, like natural heels, won't even actually do merch stuff. They'll be like just stay in the back. They won't come out until it's time for them to perform, and then they leave. You guys, some of them just don't need the merch. We'll just play that heel role and that's it. Come out, leave, and won't even sell merch. You got some guys like that just don't care, which is weird, but I guess you live in that heel role. You just keep playing.
I went to the big PWG show, the 3-day show, Battle of Los Angeles, when Cody came. He sat in the back. He wouldn't come out and talk to anybody. Just straight, wouldn't have nothing to do with anybody out there. Wouldn't sign autographs, wouldn't sell merch, wouldn't nothing. Like Kevin will say, like I would bring up to him, like my little son would ask him. He's a real jerk off. He's a jerk.
Cody. So I don't know anything about Cody, but if I was Cody at that PWG show, I wouldn't have sold anything either. I wouldn't want to do that because he would have literally be taking money out of other people's pockets because he would have sold more merch than everybody.
But he could have come out and talked to people, come out and shook some hands. I mean, he acted like he wanted to go back to the Indies. Well, part of being on the Indies, especially at PWG, was interaction with the people. Same with Davey Richards and who's tagging with him? Was it Roddy?
Now, was this when
it was?
Was this when Cody was doing the Kiss the Ring stuff?
No. This is right after you left PWG. Right after you left WWE, and he wanted to go back and do all this indie stuff. But it was Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards they used to come out and they were dicks.
Hey, Pat, I actually saw Eddie Edwards a couple weeks ago with actually Tony Nese. Eddie Edwards is, he would hang out in the back, but he was sociable. You could approach him, say hello, and this and that. But he was actually approachable. I was actually quite surprised with him.
This was quite a few years ago, but I mean, they would come out. If you want to take a picture with them, oh yeah, pay me. They were charging you to take pictures with them.
Pat, you brought that up. A couple weeks ago, I'm in Wrestle Pro, and Sandman wasn't advertised, but he came out and did his beer thing. And then right before intermission, he was there just like taking pictures, $20 a picture, $20 a picture. He was there for about 20 minutes, just pocketing money, taking a picture. He looked like crap though. And he took pictures, took his money, and took his book bag and left.
Wow.
Yep. I think I posted that too at the end. Cass came out and I followed that. I don't know if you did that when Cass had that big fallout medically and got taken out in handcuffs and actually enrolled in New Jersey. Joey Janela made some comments about it. Now, next month, this Cass came out at the end of the show and called out Joey Janela. So this in a couple weeks, Janela's going to be at the show. He's wrestling Sonny Kiss, and I'm sure Cass is going to be there. So they're going to set up another probably some kind of show or some kind of event with those two. But you know, it's crazy. You know, and you guys follow. There's so much stuff going on in wrestling and the independent scene. I love it. You know, I got to see Tony Nese a bunch of times in Rawway here. I'm going to see him again next month. Tony Nese is an outstanding athlete. I mean, phenomenal shape, phenomenal. I mean, the guy's an athlete, and I hope he gets a shadow, obviously, in AEW. But a guy like Tony Nese, he's a natural, and how he got released and how he didn't get the chance to shine is beyond me, because the guy just got it and he can go.
I mean, with WWE, it's not always about whether you can go, but
I know.
Can you talk? Can you sell the merchandise?
Yep.
Do people want to see you? I think the best thing ever happened for him was the 205 Live, because you actually got to see him work. And,
yep.
You could see how good he was with that.
And he can go. Like, he's going to wrestle this guy locally called Bobby Wayward. And this kid, both these guys can go. It's just amazing. You can watch a 20-minute match, and these guys are back and forth, and you get your money's worth. I mean, it's just, that's why I like, Pat, you follow the independent scene out there on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and the East Coast is just as hot. It's just great local wrestlers. You can see these guys. I mean, Joey Janela came here from the East Coast. He lives in Hazlet, New Jersey, which is 15 minutes away from me. He started in, Jersey All Pro and all these and Wrestle Pro, but these guys can go. It's, GCW, obviously. But these guys can go. It's just that's why I love the local independent scene. You get to see these guys in great matches, and guys that you're right, just like that, didn't get a chance in WWE, get in the independent scene. They're just amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing about living. When I lived in Baltimore, man, I could caught a lot of Maryland Championship Wrestling, and I mean, everybody came through. And most of the time on their way up to Jersey and then up to like Connecticut, Massachusetts. So not quite as much down here in Tampa now. There's one of my guys that talks about old Florida wrestling, and then when NXT was Florida Championship Wrestling, about how they loved it because guys was always, doing shows anywhere, high schools and all types of stuff. As of recently, ain't been nothing down here.
It's kind of mellowed out. It's kind of mellowed out here too with all them guys that got signed by NXT. It kind of took away, all of the guys, a lot of the big guys that were coming through PWG, which I haven't been a PWG show in probably 4 years now. They priced it. It got to $95 a ticket for general admission.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, my wife to go to the show, it was $200 for ticket, and the tickets would sell out in like four or 5 minutes. So if you weren't,
we heard in Texas that PWG was a hotbed now.
Oh, it was crazy. Like I said, I haven't gone. We've been going to TJ, Mexico, to watch crash shows. Conan puts on, and it's a totally different environment down there. They cheer the faces, they boo the heels, and I think some of them, still think the shit's real.
What do you mean, Pat?
Well, I mean,
Never say that.
Don't say that. Yeah. Anyway,
so
get back to
Dallas,
the card here.
The Dallas independent scene is really picking up. You've got Teddy Long and Mark Henry running that show in Irving. Well, Mark Henry's not really running it. He's just showing up every now and then. And then you got this VIP Rasslin and this other organization that I go to. They had the show I was at last night. They had Trey Miguel, they had JTG, they had Kenny King, Holiday, Shane Taylor was there. They had that Rashay Chanel that was on AEW, and a few other people. So the scene is picking up in Texas finally, because it's been dead for a while. Independent scene's been dead for a while, but over the last couple of years, I'll say right before the pandemic, it started picking up. Getting bigger names here. Matter of fact, Cody was here at one point. He didn't wrestle at a show or nothing, but he was here training a couple years ago.
F Cody.
Doesn't Dustin live down there somewhere?
Hey, but he did. Cody actually did some free training seminars at the dude's school, though, at my buddy's school, though. So that was, I mean, that's you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
He did free sessions. He did. Matter of fact, he did 2 days of free sessions.
Wow.
Wow.
Only free
What
to the
about-
people that attended the school, though. So you couldn't just come off the street and train.
No, can't just be stopping in there, do a couple seminars.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Christian Cage and Jurassic Express against Cole and the Bucks?
I don't care at all. I'll be honest with you.
It's the same thing. You have super kick after super kick. These over the top. I don't give two craps.
I love them all separately, but I don't. This match means nothing. They ain't fighting for anything.
Yeah.
So
Nothing will be advanced.
I have a unabashed dislike for the Bucks. I can't hide it. They don't sell enough for me. I honestly think that who they are, they shouldn't be heels. They seem like the type they're playing heel. It's just not believable to me. And they're way too many. They're spot guys. I think they're great at that, but they're the type that honestly should work more like the Rock and Roll Express. You beat one of them up, you get the hot tag. He comes in like a house of fire. Then if you come through with some super kicks, that means something more. But I just don't buy them as heels. I never will. That's just me.
Can I tell you why I like them? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It has absolutely nothing to do with AEW, except for at the end. The reason why I like them is because, one, when they were in TNA, they were totally misused when they were Generation Me. But when they went to the independents, the reason why they blew up is because they was mocking everything from the 90s. They was mocking the hell out of the NWO.
True.
They was mocking the hell out of Generation X or Degeneration X. They mocked them. They used the Too Sweet sign. They did all that stuff to mock the people that came before them, and they carried it everywhere they go, no matter what. They were not changing. They were staying the exact same way, no matter what. And now that they've turned heel, they started doing the same stuff again. That's why I like them. I want them to be dickheads. That's just me.
I want them to be that way, but I don't like them goofy because they've been goofy, right? Right?
I mean, that's part of it.
I get it, but I like them as dickheads and not as goofy. But I see your point. You got a good point.
I've seen them for years at PWG, and they would be heels there. Fuck the Young Bucks was the chant that you would hear the whole match long. I keep hearing people say they don't sell. But when you look at them, they do. It's the other teams that don't sell the super kicks. I mean, I get it. 15 super kicks is 14 too many. But look how long Matt sold the sore back. I mean, he sold that for a year. But yeah, I'm with you. I like them all independently, but this match does nothing for me. The Jurassic Express does nothing for me at all. My wife likes Jungle Boy, probably for obvious reasons. I don't. You don't do that for me. And Christian, nothing.
Yeah, that might be a bathroom break.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the
they gonna
Minneapolis
have
Street, Minneapolis street fight's gonna be an extended bathroom break, I think.
if they're gonna
Inner
have,
Circle,
unless they're actually gonna have trios titles, that's the only thing to get me into those trios matches.
Yeah, those 5-on-5 and stuff, and it's too much. It's the same scenario, same thing. Philosophy over the top rope, these high moves, and I'm over it.
yeah, and these American top team guys, I mean, it's like Cornette said, they can't work, so they got to try to, they can't be who they are. They got to, and so when they try to work, they obviously aren't workers. So,
Well, you see them when they try to punch, they're awkward, right? It looks real awkward to them, right?
because they got to pull the punch. So
And you could tell they've had zero training, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what gets me, where they've had zero training or work with these guys beforehand, because it's awkward, like real bad. Like they're not even getting close. It's bad.
But that what makes me it's why I'm interested in this. Now, after probably 5 minutes into it, I probably ain't gonna care about it anymore. But I want to see what can they do when real UFC fighters meet real wrestlers. This is the first time this has ever been done in a real sense. When you got some real UFC fighters, some guys that really train and were good in UFC, hop in a wrestling ring and actually wrestle a lengthy match.
I don't know how lengthy it's going to really be, honestly.
It's
And
going to be a
Lambert-
fight.
Yeah, Lambert's got to take the pin.
I love Lambert. Listen, if you watch Lambert, the guy is just he's someone's been working with him, because him on the mic, you hate him. You want to hate him. You hate him.
Lambert knows how to work. Lambert is a lifelong wrestling fan.
Yes, he is.
Lifelong.
And he's not afraid of the heat.
No, he's not.
He knows how to draw the heat.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And
Lambert is perfect for wrestling.
especially with that crowd, because he's talking. He said everything he said. Most of what he says about that crowd there is true. Living in their mom's basement, blah blah blah. Everything you hear about the independent people, the indie people, So they hate his guts, but he's got to take the pin. I mean, who else is going to take it?
Some people think he's going to pin Jericho.
Wow. Maybe,
But yeah, he'll likely take the pin. I mean, wrestling 101, he should get pinned.
Yeah, it's true.
maybe Jericho will go away if he gets pinned. As long as you don't go commentating.
I don't want Jericho to go away, but I think I am over him commentating. I really I want the Rampage commentary team to just be Taz and Excalibur. That's it. Excalibur's the best in the business right now, and I used to hate him.
I've always loved him. I thought he was. I'll tell you, if he wasn't there, Shivani and Jim Ross couldn't keep up. They would, at the speed it goes, they would be lost.
They wouldn't be able to call anything.
Right. Yeah. I think it's funny how they sometimes go back and forth between who's running play-by-play.
Dude, let me tell you something funny I noticed. They don't talk to Excalibur. They don't initiate the conversation with Excalibur.
Right.
It's always, JR is always, what do you say, Tony? I notice that all the time. He goes to Tony every time. Excalibur only gets to talk when Excalibur butts in, says something, and then he kicks it over to one of them. Neither one of them ever goes to him.
Well, here's Tony. That's right, Ontario. He disagrees with anybody.
Oh yeah,
That's right,
I agree with JR.
That's right, Excalibur.
That's Tony Schiavone for you right there.
But I love Tony, man. I listen to his pod every week.
And remember, he was out of wrestling for a number of years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
was out, and I think didn't he go with MLW first?
Yeah.
Remember, he was totally out of the business. He was working at doing minor league baseball, right?
They got him to do a podcast. That's what got him back into it.
And he got back in. I've always liked Tony Schiavone, you know, and he knows wrestling. He knows the history of wrestling.
I love him to death.
You know,
Tony Schiavone.
Like if you guys remember, obviously you know Gary Michael Capetta, old ring announcer. He actually lives a little south of me, and I touch base with him every time on Facebook. And he shops at one of our stores, and I've asked him about like Tony Schiavone and these guys. If Tony Schiavone knows wrestling, it's good. He got back in the business. And he's another guy that knows these guys. But Schiavone, I like the guy. The guy just I love him. Even with DM the dentist, the dentist chick. What's her name?
DMD.
Look at that. DMD. That was
Britt
great.
Baker.
That was great. I mean, I love him. I think Tony Schiavone's great. He really is.
So do I. I hate to see Jim Ross in the condition he's in. He needs to retire, I think. But
he gives him credibility. Honestly, JR is he's like Christian Cage in the ring. He's giving them guys credibility.
What does Mark Henry bring?
nothing.
It's time for the main event.
Yeah.
That's all I need him for.
If you watch him with these interviews where they're side by side or mirror, he looks totally awkward. Like he does not want to even do that, right?
Right.
I mean, he looks like he's on a deer in headlights with that. He's got that fake smile. Come on. That's bad. It's bad.
If I had my wish, they would have three people. They would have Morrow, they would have Joey Styles, they would have Excalibur, and they would have Taz. Those four guys, the only four guys they need on commentary. Tony Schiavone can do in-ring interviews, backstage interviews. JR, retire. Everybody else, go away.
I love Taz. Taz is great.
That's right, Taz.
Oh, I tell you one person that I love as the third man since they have three men. Have y'all heard Eddie Kingston on Dark Elevation? That's great.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston on Dark Elevation, especially when he cuts the legs off of Big Show. That's great. They've changed it because now they have Mark Henry on there with Big Show trying to learn, all white learning. But I think it's better with Eddie Kingston.
I haven't watched any of them internet shows they have. But
I like the internet shows.
Mark Henry and the Big Show on the same show. That's horrible.
It is brutal. I like development. I like to see people learn the craft. That's why I don't have a problem with NXT 2.0. My only thing is, again, I don't like Ciampa and Johnny Gargano on the show. I want them off the show. Just give me a bunch of dudes that don't know how to do anything with some younger wrestlers that do know how to do anything and let them all learn together. Allow Raquel Gonzalez and whomever else to bring those young dudes up and young females up. But get the old heads off of there. Get Ciampa and Gargano. Let them go be on the main roster or somewhere else.
I ain't going nowhere, bro.
I don't know how much Ciampa has left in the tank. He's up there in age too. Remember that.
I don't know how old's Ciampa?
He's 30 yet, though.
He looks
30
old.
something. He's in his 30s, right?
That's not old, man.
I know.
Quit saying that's old.
I know,
Yeah.
but he's old looking. He's beat up. He's not, he's beat up.
I got somebody at the door.
Yeah, I mean, he recently had a neck surgery. He tore his ACL
36.
also.
Ciampa's the same age as Cody, 36.
Yeah,
And-
he's up there. Yeah.
And you probably think, them guys have been in NXT for a couple years, so they're probably pretty comfortable. You know what I mean?
One sec. I got company.
No problem.
You got company.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to be able to do this during the whole pay-per-view.
Oh, no, what time's the pay-per-view starting?
8:00. They're just the preview show, I think.
Okay. So, what do you, okay, hey, so what do you guys think about this year? Okay, next, how about Danielson Miro?
I think Danielson takes his first loss.
Honestly, this Miro promos, I think they're retarded. I don't know where they're going with this with Miro. I mean, they're gonna bring his wife in soon, but
Oh God, I hope not.
yeah, it's coming. It's coming, Pat. You know it's coming.
Oh, I know it is, and that's gonna. This is the Miro we should have had during his WWE run, and if they bring in his wife, it's gonna. They may as well just put him back to being a video game player.
It's coming. You know it's coming. But
that was brutal.
I think Daniels had some great matches in AEW. I think they've let him get an opportunity to go. Be very physical. Miro, can they go 20 minutes? I don't know.
I think 15.
I think Miro gets the win on this. Danielson could take a loss. It ain't gonna hurt him.
No, you're right.
But will the fanboy Booker, what? Let Danielson take a loss. So.
Well, I mean, if it was up to me, Miro would still be the TNT champ. I mean, I thought that was perfect for him, and they should have gave him a nice long run with it.
Who's the TNT champ now?
Sammy, isn't it?
Guevara, yeah,
right,
Sammy.
Right. Yeah, Sammy shouldn't have. Yeah.
No, I think Miro should have still been the TNT champ. I think he should be crushing everyone like he was. But
I agree.
I mean, there's a lot, obviously all talk how stacked that roster is, and I think some people are overshadowed and stuff. But you're right, Miro should just kept being a monster and beating everyone. Whether you like it or not, but they built him as a monster, and then he lost the title. Now he's just, where are they going to go with it now?
He's still on TV every week. He's still doing these awesome promos. He's still there. So I wouldn't worry about Miro, but I will say this. I think he needs to win tonight.
Well, I mean, but that was the same thing that people said about Andrade when he was in the WWE. They complained, but he was on WWE TV every week until he got hurt. But they still complained.
Right. But remember if you've forgotten, remember he was 100% after his injury. He still went like 8 months, 10 months without being on TV. It went a long time before he actually came back. And then they cut him off again and released him.
Right.
So, but yeah, I get it. I get the whole Miro thing. But remember, when he first got there, they could not push him. He couldn't. He would have got killed if they would have tried to push him over people that's been there, young wrestlers especially, that's been there forever. So he did the video game crap for a while. But now he is God's favorite champion. But God has forsaken him.
Like I said, I think
and remember,
I agree. I think he gets the win.
God, it's his God.
I think he gets the win because like I said, I think Danielson could take a loss. It ain't gonna hurt him. He's still the most popular, most over guy in the company. So,
Pat, I didn't get that. Your audio's a little low.
Oh, I said I see Miro getting the win too because Danielson can take a loss. It ain't gonna hurt him at all. He's the most popular, most over guy in the company.
It's not gonna hurt him at all. And if they're sticking with the Miro and as the Redeemer thing, he needs to at least go to the finals of that tournament, even if he loses. Because one of the best feuds right now is between Miro and his God.
Yeah, his God. Yeah.
That feud is awesome, man. I love his interviews, his little segments.
It's funny. They're actually showing it right now on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the tag match? Lucha Brothers versus FTR.
I don't know what's gonna happen in that one. I don't see the Lucha Brothers losing this soon, losing the titles, especially since they've already lost those AAA titles to FTR. I don't know, man. FTR is they have a lot of matches scheduled in Mexico right now. So I don't see them winning these titles. I don't think they're going to be on TV much.
Yeah, it could be. You're right.
I love Lucha Brothers. I just don't get FTR.
Really?
Pat, they get
I
Tully.
I don't know what it is. I just don't get them.
Pat, they have Tully Blanchard in that red little jacket he wears.
They are a spitting image of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
I'm not denying any of that stuff. I just, for me, they don't do it. And
I love
you
it
know,
because they're not like their old motto, no flips, just fists. I love it. I love it. That part I love about them. They are in there. They're going to beat you up. They're not coming off the top ropes doing super flips, and they're not diving out the ring. It's none of that shit. Everything is sound.
Dax, first of all, is one of the best talkers in wrestling.
Yes.
But Dax also does that Arn Anderson middle rope elbow that I love. Joseph, I know Arn Anderson was your boy. But when
that's my man.
When he does that, I love it, man, because it always takes me back.
Okay, how long till we get Tully versus Arn?
It won't be Tully versus Arn. It'll be a 3-on-3.
Yeah. Arn can't bump. He can't do it. He can't do too much.
He'll deliver a couple punches and a spine buster. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
spine buster. I don't care how many people do the spine buster. It'll never be another one like that.
No,
never.
100% right. 100%.
Him and Ron Simmons are the only two people that I ever want to see do a spine buster. And only because Ron Simmons does it with that one arm.
The one.
That's it. I don't ever have to see the spine. I'll never have to see it again. I mean, I don't mind Will Hobbs doing it, but I'd rather just no one do it.
I think I would have liked to see Hobbs get more seasoning before he's on TV, because I just don't.
I think he is fine on Dark right now. He got a contract from AEW way sooner than I thought he would. And that was basically because he is big and can move. He's got potential for sure.
He is Vince McMahon's wet dream.
Oh, yeah.
Vince McMahon looks at him and says, "Oh, yeah, I see Doc." Oh, no. Even with him being black, man, he could make money with him, or at least he thinks he could.
But
now, they might fuck it up.
You need a mouthpiece, though.
Yeah, they dress him like a pimp or something, and I mean, they would. Maybe you fuck it up. But he's got potential. He's got tons of potential. But how about the women's match there? Britt Baker and Ty Conti.
So I don't think that they've built up a woman yet to beat Britt. She's just too hot.
I was not a fan of Britt in the beginning. I can tell you that right now. But she's grown on me.
Oh, yeah.
She's gotten way better on the mic. She's gotten better in the ring. I was not a fan of her at first. I couldn't stand her, but I got to tell you, she's probably one of the best women wrestlers in wrestling today.
Yeah,
that's right, Brian.
I couldn't stand her, but she's got it.
When I first saw Britt Baker, I saw the look. She looked like she could be a star, but she could not wrestle. I saw a lot of potential, but she couldn't wrestle. complete 180 about a year ago. She made a complete 180, and I think it's only because of her getting confidence. She was forced to because they looked at her as the future, and she's super confident, super over now. She can do no wrong. As far as them building someone up, the person is there. It just ain't the time for her. It's not time for Thunder Rosa yet. And then me and Joseph and I were talking about Jade earlier. They're gonna push Jade to being the star of that division eventually. She just ain't ready yet.
No, she's way too green.
She's way too green. Thunder Rosa is still, even though she's been wrestling there for a year, she's still too new to me. I think they're doing fine with what they have, but this TBS championship is what's going to fix their division because it's
hopefully,
hopefully they're going to have enough title. They can't do it like they're doing the TNT title and the world title. This title needs to change hands. They need to. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people don't like it, but this title has to get people over. Not people get the title over. This title has to get their women's division over. That's the only way it's going to work. Because they need help. They don't have established stars. And they only have one segment per show.
There's a lot of women totally green. Totally green. I mean, even when they put her up against these they're jobbers, but they're totally green.
Yeah. Most of the women on the AEW roster, I mean, they say it all the time, but it's true. They haven't wrestled on TV. They don't have TV time. And that matters a lot.
A lot. Yep.
So I don't hate on them too much, but they need seasoning, and they actually need to bring women in. They have to. They have to keep pushing these other women down the card until they learn how to carry a segment, until they learn how to wrestle, be in the right position. They botch too much.
I tell you, the one girl that I see is Skylander. Skylander? What's her name?
Yeah, Chris Stylander.
Flatliner.
Yeah, listen, she came from here in the Northeast to Creative Pro, Wrestle Pro, and in talking to Kevin Matthews, KM, that she definitely at some point could be the one. But she's come a long way, and I think her injury obviously held her back for the 8 months or whatever she was out. But yeah, she definitely got it, and she definitely probably could go.
I like her a lot. She's not what's the girl name that just got released by WWE? Nia Jax. She's not Nia Jax reckless, but she need to be careful with some of those moves.
Yeah, she's very strong and very physical.
Mm-hmm. She's and not just that, but she's also super athletic. So she carries her weight really well, almost like a dude. A dude carries that size. Yep. I like her a lot. But and I know she's been wrestling a while, but she's still a little bit too reckless. And I don't think it may not even be considered reckless. It's just that she's, like you said, she's bigger. She's bigger than everybody. She really is.
Ty Conti, I guess, is pretty good, but I noticed she's got that thing that most women have when they get somebody in the corner and start to, like, they're going to stop them. You could tell they're pulling up way too soon, and it just looks fake.
Yeah.
Instead of laying shit in, it's their, and maybe it's because she's got this judo or whatever she's got background that it's like the American Top Team guys. You could tell they got to pull their stuff, and it just looks fake. Maybe that's her deal. I don't know. So I noticed that a lot of women have that same problem, or they run the ropes, and when they stop before they get to the rope instead of throwing themselves into it. We're just reps, I guess.
And yeah, so Ty Conti would be perfect wrestling in Japan because the best match I've seen her wrestle was against Hikaru Shida. They were both laying it in. Although women don't want to get hit. Some of the women there don't want to get hit. Ty Conti can really hit. And yes, they do be pulling punches. But I mean, as much as I used to hate Sheamus so much, Sheamus wrestling somebody else, like Sheamus versus Cesaro, or somebody else that'll lay it in, those matches are enjoyable to watch. And that's what she needs. She needs somebody who will let her lay it in. And Sheeta did that. I just remember Ty Conti Sheeta match.
Are you on the phone?
Is the pre-show online or is it on TV?
I'm looking at the pre-show now.
Yeah, I'm about to say they got something on right now.
Is it online or is it?
I'm watching it on the BR Live app. But let me go
Okay.
online here. I think the pre-show is just, I don't know. I thought it was on the stream, on the regular stream.
We haven't even talked about the last match here. Kenny and Hangman. You think Paige wins?
I don't know, man. Bully Ray has me wondering. Like I don't listen to Busted Open like I used to. You know, by the way, we all met on Busted Open because we all used to listen to Busted Open.
Man, faithfully.
I
still every morning I listen on my way to work. So
yeah, Bully has me just about convinced that Paige should lose tonight and win in Virginia next week.
And I say he wins tonight and then starts the feud with MJF Wednesday.
I think he should win because I'm not an Omega fan.
I've become more of an Omega fan recently, but he's not someone who I love. For when people call him like the best in the world, and I look and I say, well, Brian Danielson is better than him. So
yeah.
Sorry.
And please keep the microphone out of his hand.
Yes.
American Dragon. I don't want Danielson to win. I just don't want him to win. I like him. I want him to keep doing what he's doing, but I don't want him to win the title. I don't want him in a championship match. I don't even want him to touch Kenny Omega again until All Out next year. I want that to be the main event of All Out in Chicago next year. Danielson versus Omega or Danielson versus the champion. Whatever. It doesn't even have to be the main event. If he wants to touch Omega again, it needs to be at Double or Nothing without the title on the line or at All Out with the title on the line.
So you want Omega to be champ until then?
No, I'm not saying that. I won't say that. I don't want Danielson wrestling. I guess my overall thing is I don't want Danielson wrestling Omega for the title right now. I don't even want them to touch for a while. If they touch, it needs to be at Double or Nothing or some other Revolution or Double or Nothing. I don't want them going and not for the title. I don't want Danielson wrestling for the title right now. I'm selfish. I want the guys that's been there earning their stripes every week to be in the title picture.
Yeah. I think the same thing. I'm glad they've taken seems to have taken the liquor away from Adam Page. I think that's maybe it's because I'm in recovery, but I always thought it was a low class thing to do, especially considering now with Moxley and the treatment. But
yeah, you won't see that again.
I don't think so. I would hope not.
And Paige doesn't need that. I don't think we've seen the best of Paige yet. I think there's definitely more to that. And I'm hoping we get to see that.
Yeah.
And does Paige need a mouthpiece? I don't know. Again.
Oh no, they got too many Dark Order segments in them.
I know. That's the other thing. The Dark Order, that's the other thing. I'm over it, honestly. Cole Cabana looks, again, that's probably the best thing that's ever happened to him, honestly. I follow Colt in an independent scene, and the guy was, but it might be the best thing that's happened to him. But the Dark Order is another thing where it's got to make or break. And does Bray Wyatt or Wyndham come into this?
Do you not watch BTE?
What?
Do you watch BTE? Being the Elite? No?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not in a long time I haven't.
Yeah.
I think that I like the Super Smash Brothers. Can't think of their names before they were Dark Order. They were Super Smash Brothers.
That's a hell of a tag team. They need a title run, tag title run. Evil Uno, when they first got there, I didn't like it. Obviously, a lot of people didn't like it. But as they wrestled as they wrestled as a tag team, just them two, Evil Uno won me over. Stu Grayson won me over immediately.
Yeah.
Evil Uno is a better wrestler than Stu Grayson to me.
If they get rid of the goofiness, they got a title run in them. Yep.
Yeah, they just got to be built up. That's all. As a serious contender. But everybody has their spot.
I really hope they don't bring out what's his name's kid again. I get the whole feel good thing of his kid being involved and stuff, but I don't need to see it again anymore.
Yeah, they were overusing him for a while for sure, but they kept it on Dark.
Yep.
I don't want him on Dynamite for sure.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh,
I think I'm gonna go grab some food and watch the show. We need to do this more often.
Yeah, we got to get as many people as we
Cool.
can back. Everybody does their thing, but even if we do it next time, where we actually, whether do it during a pay-per-view or right before, half an hour before, and get everybody on here to talk about things, I think it'd be good.
I like to do it before a big show. I don't want it to necessarily be a pay-per-view.
You're good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I don't want to space it out that much. I definitely don't want to do it before every WWE pay-per-view because they got one every 3 weeks.
No, thank you. I love you guys, but man, woof, that's tough.
I mean, so yes to Royal Rumble, no to tables, ladders, and chairs, and whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, what has the Elimination Chamber ever done to you?
Well, I'll even do it for Survivor Series.
No Halloween Havoc again next year, maybe.
I grew up loving Survivor Series. Survivor Series was my second favorite pay-per-view growing up.
You look forward to it, right? On Thanksgiving, you're eating your dinner, you're sitting there, you're like right in front of the TV, right?
Yep.
Eyes glued, right? From the beginning to the end.
And I'm a tag team wrestling fan, so I love to see 5-on-5, 6-on-6 matches. But now it's make them mean something now. They got to mean something. I need stakes.
If you think back the old days where you had the 6-man matches, the free birds, what happened to that? That those were great matches back in the day. 3-on-3, the championships, and
oh yeah, you had the World Class Championship Wrestling 6-man titles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think
I saw the Road Warriors and Dusty win the titles.
Yeah.
In Baltimore over, I think it was the Russians.
Yep.
And that was in, I want to say that was in '86. And
You don't even have tag teams anymore in WWE. I mean, you got a couple. You got the Usos, and who else do you got? That's a tag team, not just a couple of singles they threw together, but real tag teams. Who else do you have? The New Day, kinda.
Oh, look, Tony Schiavone's in the ring.
With his earrings.
It's the buy-in now. We're in the buy-in.
Okay.
Somebody needs to tell, hey, Tony, you're too old. You're
The
too
buy-in
old,
is Nyla
too
Rose
white
and
for the
Jamie
earrings.
Hayter.
Get rid of that shit.
Sheeta and Thunder Rosa.
I tell you, this Dante Martin, I've seen him. He is really good.
He's 20 years old.
Dante
Really
Martin is
Hey,
very good.
Cornette is huge on the dude. That tells you something right there.
I've never seen, I don't care who you say, I've never seen balance like that.
I'm going to see him in a couple weeks here in WrestlePro. Kevin Matthews is bringing him in. I can't wait to see him.
He jumps. I never seen him jump that high with that little effort.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
And I think his tag team with his brother, they're not going to do it anymore. Just him single, he doesn't need his brother.
He just needs some seasoning.
I don't know.
Some reps.
Dante's brother's athletic like that too.
I know, but he's kind of went on his own. He's kind of built up a great fan base. So we'll see. I mean, he's got to listen. Take it while you can, right? You know,
Dante ain't Shawn Michaels.
No, he's
Come
not.
on, man.
No.
Oh, look at
No.
Taz up the FTW, trying to get him to join FTW.
I'm a remote. I turn my TV on.
Oh, Lord.
My grandson was over yesterday and must have lost my remote here, damn it. Oh, well. All right, guys.
Oh,
I'm
they're
gonna sign off here. Go get some dinner and watch this show.
Now these guys, the Acclaim, they came from WrestlePro. These guys came from WrestlePro over here in Jersey, and they can go. I mean, I'm not a big fan of them on the mic, but
Ex-Caster and them.
Yeah.
I can't stand the guy. He needs to go. I can't stand him.
And
Oh,
see,
boy.
it's funny because you get a couple of guys rapping. If this was on WWE, they'd be killing it. People be killing it.
Minneapolis. The Acclaim.
I mean,
Well, I love the Acclaim, but they weird. They are weird, man. Dude kisses people's hands and fingers and.
All right, gentlemen. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too.
Yep.
All right, boys.
Good. All right, good talking to you.
Good talking to y'all. Yep.
Hey, we'll do this again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna upload the video. I recorded the whole thing.
Hey, F the other assholes right there.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Right there.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna cut that out.
Enjoy the
All
show,
right, see you,
guys.
fellas.
All right,
yeah.
fellas.
All right.